All right, quit trying to yank, trying to jerk the deadlift off the floor. Heavy weights cannot be yanked off the floor. Light weights can be, but then you're practicing it incorrectly. You're practicing something that is not going to carry over when it gets heavy. So let's give you 6 ways, yes, 6, slightly more than 5, a little less than 7, 6 ways to fix this, and 1 bonus tip at the end. And if you don't listen to that bonus tip, the previous 6 ways are not going to help you at all because you're going to ruin it at the very end. So stick around. The mistake, when we try to yank the deadlift off the floor, this mistake typically happens because of step 4. We incorrectly execute step 4. Remember, step 1, stance. Step 2, grip. Step 3, shins to the bar by bending the knees. Step 4, squeeze your chest up. In other words, set your back in rigid extension. And then step 5, of course, pull. Step 4, when you squeeze your chest up, you want to put tension on the bar. This is how you do it. Cue number 1, bend the bar. In other words, when you squeeze your chest up with your nice long straight arms, you should already be applying a significant amount of tension to the bar. So much so that the bar will actually bend up in the middle. You have actually created kind of a little bit of a hill with the bar. Now, will it actually bend? That's going to depend on how heavy the bar actually is. But at heavy weights, you will definitely see, if you're doing this correctly, you will definitely see the bar bend. Cue number 2, bend it before you break it. So when you're squeezing your chest up, this is really the same as cue number 1, but it's kind of the try it before you buy it version of the cue. It's a little bit catchier. So you're gonna bend the bar before you break it off the floor. Do not bend the bar and break it off the floor at the same time. Bend it before you break it. Kind of a set the back, pause, then pull type of mentality. So bend it before you break it. Cue number 3, all of these have to do with the shape of the bar. Flex the bar or make the bar flex. Some people just kind of groove on the idea of putting a flex in the bar. So same idea, make that bar have a visible flex upward when you're setting your back, when you're applying tension to the bar. Cue number 4, pull the slack out of the bar. Every bar has slop. It's got slop between the shaft of the bar and the collar of the bar, and then you've also got slop between the sleeves of the bar and the actual plate. And if you look at it, you can actually see this move when you pull on the bar. So you're trying to pull all the slack out of the bar. You're trying to make sure that when you squeeze your chest up, instead of the plates now sitting on the floor, the plates are mostly resting on the bar. So pull the slack out of the bar. Cue number 5, pull the click out of the bar. This is really the same idea. You're pulling the slack out of the bar, but it's an audible cue. You can hear it when it happens. So you're going to pull upward. When you squeeze your chest upward, when you apply tension, you're going to hear the bar click. You'll probably hear a couple clicks because you're going to hear the click of the bar, and you're also going to hear some of the rattle of the plates as well. So make some noise when you squeeze your chest up. And lastly, cue number 6, another way to look at it, or another way to feel it, is heavy in the hands. When you squeeze your chest up, before that point, you weren't really supporting much, if any, of the weight of the bar. However, now when you squeeze your chest up, let's say this is a 400-pound deadlift, now you're applying 100 pounds, 200 pounds, maybe 300 pounds. I'm really just making up the numbers. The exact number is not that important. The point is you should start to feel the weight of the bar, because now when you squeeze your chest up, you are supporting some of the weight of that bar, and the floor should be supporting less of the bar. So make the bar feel heavy in your hands. It should be pulling on your hands because you are pulling on it. All right, and the bonus. Now that you've applied all this tension to the bar, this is the real important part. Squeeze the bar off the floor. In other words, it's a smooth process, pushing the floor away to pull the bar upward. What you do not want to do is to release that tension. Some people do a marvelous job. We just had a recent conversation with one of our members about this. She did a great job applying a whole bunch of tension to the bar, and then right before she would go, she would kind of relax that tension and then try to yank the bar off the floor. So do not do that. Apply a whole bunch of tension to the bar and then pull it smoothly off the floor. All right? This is an analog process. You're turning a dial. It's not a switch. So you're turning up the pull, you're turning up the pull, you're turning up the pull. You're not suddenly like flipping it off and then flipping it back on again. So squeeze the bar off the floor. If you've already applied a whole bunch of pull as you've squeezed your chest up, apply more pull. Do not release that tension as you break the bar off the floor. Hope this helps you get stronger and live better.